everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 66 of Direwolf20's not too complicated series, where today I'm getting ready to do the copy and paste thing. I want to copy and paste more of these. Now I'm curious, actually. Can I? If I wanted that and then that, would you copy and paste like all the things? It seems like you're willing to, doesn't it? It seems like you're willing to, doesn't it? I mean, I feel like that's what you're willing to do. Oh yes, that does work. Well, that's fancy. I like that. I wonder how much of this, like, actually copied correctly. You know, building gadgets was never supposed to copy tile entities, but, like, at some point it started doing it, and I'm not complaining. I haven't actually worked on the mod myself in a long time, so, you know, I don't know. I don't know when it started doing it, but I ain't gonna complain. So what'd you do? Okay, so you just copied the blocks. Okay, that's fine. That's kind of what I would have expected you to do, and I'm glad that's what you did do, because anything more would have been weird. Alright, so you go in there, and you go in there, and you go in there, and you are set to blocking mode, and that's actually pretty easy. Not bad at all, my friends, not bad at all. Okay, and then you, 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 and you. Perfect. Cool. So today's episode, we need more ultimates. We need more ultimate ingots, like for reals, for sures, big time, absolutely. So I'm amping up our fusion production. We currently had 3. We're about to have 7 fusion chambers, and we're going to see how that does. I'm hopeful that this will, you know, load balance this production enough that it kind of makes it more palatable. The whole crafting of ultimates. So you should go that way. I don't know if I just did something, so we're just going to break and replace. You. Okay, so you should get your upgrade, you should get your upgrade, you should get your upgrade, and then you should be blocking mode. Cool. Alright, the last thing we're going to need here is going to be some energy. And rather than guessing, I'm just going to do this. Cool. Nice. Okay, so you go away. And with this all done, we should now have a pretty hefty amount of fusion crafting. And because I placed them where I did, they should all be getting tick accelerated by these guys, I think. Because that is 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks over. And, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 over. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's definitely within that 5x5 range that the fusion chamber uses. So I think we're cool. Now I already started, you know, changing up some of this. So I do that. Now did I? Okay, cool. Nice. We'll see, but I think I'm in good shape here. So that guy's populated. This one's populated now. This one's populated. We're gonna see how this works out. Okay, that seems pretty good. So now everybody's got 1 full-ish crafter. 1, 2, 3. Almost full. 4, 5, 6. That'll do for me. All right. Now if we ask. I've been making a lot of these between episodes, because as we know, we're going to need a ton. But, you know, the more that we can do, the better, ultimately. No pun intended. But I made 5 more. So you can see we're already at 22 of these guys, which is kind of cool. So if I wanted 11 more of these, we're short on fluorovium. And every time I go to make some, I find another one that we're a little short on. Now that might be, and then actinium. I'm hoping that these aren't things that, like, I had on Fusion Craft and I lost. Moscovium. Why do I feel like these might be europium? I mean, what one would have expected to happen? Potassium. Samarium. Why am I missing so many of these? Livermorium. Did I, like, miss a connection somewhere? Because there's, like, maybe I missed this guy. I'm like, why is there so much missing? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, now it makes more sense. Let's try that again. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Every now and then I'll find one. Yeah, look, now it's working. Right, I can make 11 of these, no problem. All right, every now and then I would go to craft something and I'd be like, oh, I'm out of iron, right? And that would be a thing. So let's hit the start button here and see what happens. And in theory, we should see lots of craftings happening all at once. And I want to double check that these guys are all set to blocking mode, because I'm pretty sure I remember to do that, but you never know. Blocking mode is on. Blocking mode is on. That's good. Awesome. Sweet. Loving it. All right, cool. So you're cruising right along, but see how quickly we produce cobalt, for example? And we're making a bunch of beryl. And in theory, we should be, like, cruising. It says it's producing rubidium, but part of me thinks I'm not sure if I believe him. But let's just let it sit, and we'll see if anything comes up. So I'm trying to figure out where we're at with stuff, right? We should be in a pretty good place here. Which one's rubidium? Rubidium is 37. But everything seems to be crafting, so we're just gonna let it sit and see what happens. In theory, it should all work. It should all work. But we'll see if anything comes up. And if something comes up, then I just missed something. But it should be fine. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, rubidium seems like stuckish, but I made more. Where's rubidium come from? Rubidium. Creates 2 rubidium with 1 tungsten. Oh, it's a fission recipe. It's a fission recipe. That could be why. Yeah, you know why? Because this guy doesn't have blocking mode enabled. Haha, that explains it. Yes, indeed. This guy doesn't have blocking mode, which is okay because he doesn't need blocking mode enabled because he's fission, he only accepts 1 item. So that's why it says it's crafting, but it's not. It's like stuck looking, but that's to be expected. So that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine that it's doing that. Nice. All right, so we're just cruising. I mean, hopefully pretty quickly, actually. It should be a lot faster now. Like, we should be about 7 times faster than we were originally, which is a pretty significant boost. And if I'm not mistaken, we're close to being able to make our first final power flower. Now, like I said last episode, making 8 of these feels a little bit rough. I mean, it's definitely doable, but there comes a critical point in these series where it's just waiting, and it's like, yeah, I could just build more, but like, do you guys really want to watch me just keep building fusion power production things and like keep making more and more of this stuff faster? I feel like at some point that gets boring for you to watch. Maybe I'm wrong. But we'll see what happens. The long and the short of it is we need to have a little bit of crafting to do. So let's come back in a minute once this crafting is done and make sure that everything ran smoothly. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do here. Because I can make the infinity armor pretty easily. I don't think that's going to be hard to do. We need some infinity ingots, but like that's easy enough, right? At this point, not a problem. And ultimate components, again, pretty easy. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out for sure. But back in a minute once this stuff's all done. So we're still cooking here. Fission is done, but there's lots of fusion to happen, and fission's been done for a while at this point. So clearly our fusion is still taking a lot longer than our fission. I'm debating making 4 more of these, but if I made 4 more of these, what I should really make is 8 more of these, and then I'm going to need probably 4 more watches if I want that. So I'm considering it. I mean, I think we have the channels for it, right? Pretty sure. We would need 8 more interfaces, which I think we're in good. Well, yeah, we're good. Literally exactly 8 more interfaces available. It's kind of funny. And I could absolutely, you know, trim down some interfacing a little bit. Like, we don't necessarily need this dude to exist anymore, I don't think. Because I have, for the most part, automated all that via this area. Yeah. These guys have automated that process, so we don't need that export bus no more. That should be fine. That should be fine. Okay. Cool. I might consider that. Just I really want this to go like nice and quick, you know what I mean? But we're gonna need 4 more watches if we're gonna do this, which in order to make 4 more watches, we need more crystal shards. Available 2048. I might want to up the storage of my crystal shards. Isn't that the thing I'm auto-duping down here? Yes. So you have 2048 available, but what I should do is that. So now you can have a lot more. Cool? Sweet. Alright, cool. And then shortly we should be able to make... There we go. Perfect. 4 more of these? Let's go for broke, huh? Let's do it. Let's do it the bananas level of bananas. So what we're going to want then, if I want 8 more of these, remember it's 3 fusion chamber cores, right? So 8, 16, 24. We're going to need 8 fusion chamber controllers. And then we're going to need pretty close to about 800 fusion chamber casings. That's going to be a rough estimate. So that's all going to take pretty close to a hot minute. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. For sure. For sure. I'm going to remove you. What did I need aluminum plates for? What are aluminum plates used for? I don't know why I had aluminum plates in here, but I'm going to remove this until I decide why that existed. Cool. Alright, so lots of crafting will happen. We'll come back to build all this again with our copy-paste gadget in a few minutes, once it's all good and done here. But if we can speed up this ultimate process even faster, that would be good. Because look, we're still doing a lot of fusion here. There's a lot of fusion happening. It doesn't look like it, but trust me, there's... The fusion is absolutely the bottleneck. So if I made 8 more of these, we could literally just, you know, double the speed of it again. But at that point, we're probably done expanding, because there's diminishing returns, right? If I want to double the speed again, I need to make 16 more of these, and at that point, it's just getting ridiculous. Alright, folks, we are back. So, hey, copy-paste gadget, let's do that again. So what we want, effectively... I think I had it 2 away. Is that what I did? Yeah, 1, 2 away from the previous one. So wait, was it... So there's a 1 gap enough for the wire. So yeah, effectively 2 away. So 1 gap, so that's 1 away, that's 2 away. Did I not get my fusion stuff? I did not pull those out of the system yet. My mistake. I was close to being ready. That's pretty cool, right? Now this guy's gonna have to move, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's put him right there. Perfect, right? I'm liking this. I'm liking the copy and paste gadget, making this life a little bit easier. We have a few more fusion casings that we're waiting on, as you can see. So we just need a few more fusion casings. It's still crafting, I presume. There was a big gap in between cuts there. Yeah, no, we still got a few more of these cooking. Let's go tick accelerate that a smidge so we can get this process in place. Thank you. When in doubt, time in a bottle. Definitely one of my favorite mods. Only because, look, I'm recording YouTube content here. You know, you guys don't want to wait for that, I don't think. I don't want to wait for it either. All right, so that looks cool, right? Now, it looks like... Can I undo you? Nothing to undo. All right, that's fair. I'm just going to have to do a little bit of manual building, but we ran out of barrels. And we ran out of pipes. Yeah, I just noticed my pipes and barrels were missing. But other than that, not too shabby, right? All right, so you can go back away. You need to come with me. So you should be all good. You over here, buddy, are a little bit light on piping. And you're a little bit light on piping. Sweet. All right, that looks good, right? All around, not too shabby. So now if I wanted to tick accelerate these bad boys, we should have enough. So we want 4 in total, right? And we should have 4 watches of flowing time from the crafting that I did. And basically, we're going to want you smack dab in the middle of... Now here's the thing. If I put you here... Right? You will tick accelerate this guy, but you probably won't reach up to this guy, but that's okay. But you will reach this guy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, should be fine. 4 from this one. Perfect. And then same deal over here. We are right in the middle of this one. Is that where this is, by the way? It is, right? Right in the middle of this one. So now we want to be right in the middle of this one with a couple watches. Yeah. And then that should be cool. All right, let me provision and configure all the pipes, because that's going to be a little bit boring for a minute. But basically, I'm just going to put in all the pipes upgrades and also, like, reconfigure... Just do 100, why not, right? Who cares? Reconfigure all, like, the extracts and inserts and the allocations and whatnot, and then we'll be back. All right, so now that I've got this all configured, here's how we're going to play this. You ready? I'm going to take half of these and half of these and put 4 in here and 3 in here, and that should be cool, right? Let me put away some stuff I don't need at the moment. That should do. Cool. So now we've got 5. I might make this 4. 4. 4. 4. And 4. Got it? And then we're going to balance these out. So I'm going to take about 4 of these. And I think there's skeletons spawning inside these things, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. So you're going to be 4, and then you're going to be 4. Cool? So it'll be 5, 5, 4, 4. Because I think that's about as balanced as you're going to get, right? So then 4 of these. And 4 of these. And 4 of those. Cool. Now you... I'm going to take 4, but I'm also going to take 1. The 4 is going to go in here, but now I've got room for 3 more. So I'm going to borrow 1 from each of these. So that's going to be 1, 2. Now, if my memory and my math is correct, I believe that means all of these but one has 4 in it, right? And we can validate that in a moment. And the way we're going to validate that in a moment is as follows. I'm going to connect you guys up. Now, if my memory is also correct, what we should have, when all's said and done here, we should have one channel left. All right, so those should all be online now. And then we're going to want this. And then we're going to want... Boy, I hope I mathed everything correctly on the channels, because that's going to be embarrassing and frustrating if I didn't. That. So if we check this dude now, what we should have is 31 channels in use, I suspect, once everything comes online. Yes! That's what I wanted to see. Look at me with the math. Now, if we check this guy, and we look at these, we'll see 4, 4, 4, 5, and that feels pretty good to me. Ready to give this guy a whirl? All right, let's hit the button and see what ultimate block crafting looks like now. So you guys should well and truly evenly distribute this stuff. We should have lots and lots of crafting happening. I guess it's cool. Now you can kind of tell if things are running because initially they flicker green a lot, and I think it might be because a lot of this is happening. That's my suspicion here, is that a lot of this is happening, and that's why we're getting a lot of flickering. But not a big deal. And then eventually everything goes solid green. But you can see a lot of them are flickering green if you look, you know, a little bit closely. Yeah, so we got a lot of green. Green is good. Green means we're doing things. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot power. You guys like RF, don't you? You like a little bit of power, don't you? See, Dyer's not that smart. I had everything lined up. I forgot to actually equip power here. Like, you can't even make this stuff up anymore with Direwolf, let me tell you. Little mistakes like this make for entertaining content, I hope. I even had the universal cable in my hotbar, literally so that I wouldn't forget. Literally, I put that there so that I wouldn't forget, and I forgot. Now we're happy. Now we're happy. See? And then you're gonna craft. And you're gonna craft. And you're gonna craft. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And that's a good time. And then now you guys are all going to be groovy about this, and you're just crafting up a storm. Like, in theory, we should be making many, many, many combinations all at once. The one thing I might want to do in addition, can I have, like, more watches of floating time? How much of a hassle would that be to do? It looks doable. Yeah, give me 4 more. Why not? Keep them coming. Keep them coming, guys. We need all the tick accelerators we can get. But this is cool. This, to me, looks pretty cool, right? Doesn't it look good? I love it. And it should all be running. If we take a kind of a quick look, I wonder if we can put the... It would be cool if we could put these things on the top, but it doesn't matter. But the fact that they're all green tells me that they're all working, which is a good sign. Wow, we might be struggling on power a little bit. That's kind of funny. Can't imagine why, because we've got 1,000 tick accelerated... Well, not 1,000, but you know what I mean. We've got many tick accelerated fusion reactors here trying to fuse heavy elements together. I can't imagine why we'd be having problems with RF. It just seems so Is it generators network or what's the deal? Yeah, it might be. Oh yeah, there you go. Disable limit. Boom. That's better. That's better. We're sitting around 1 million RF a tick here. All right, that's cool. There's your problem. There's your problem. We're better now. More than enough power. Loving it. Okay, cool. So I guess what we'll just see is how long it takes me to craft those 10 blocks. But I feel like it's definitely going faster than it was in the past, right? I mean, this estimate of a minute has never been very accurate, but it's definitely faster than it's been in the past, which I'm happy about. Now, if we need another fission reactor, that might be a nice thing to have. We'll consider that. I guess the ultimate question is, will this guy still be crafting while everything else is done? And if that's the case, then we're going to want another fission reactor. Okay, so I've now got 55 ultimate blocks, which I think is probably close to making the final power flower. You know what we should find out? How many ultimate blocks do we need to make the final power flower? That's an exceedingly good question. Where are the ultimate blocks in this long list of resources that we're going to have to spend to get our first final power flower? I'm going to say that I don't know where they are. But they're in here somewhere, I imagine. That's lutetium ingot. So 55 is not enough. Available 22 ultimate blocks. Oh, actually. Is that what we need? Is that it? We only need 22 ultimate blocks to make this thing? That doesn't seem so bad. So what do we not have enough of? We don't have enough of universal mass. There's a surprise. Remember, that's currently bugged. I should go check to see if there's been a pack update that fixes that. Because if there is, I should update and handle it. If there's not... Yeah, it looks like the latest release was a little over a week ago, which is the one that I'm on. So I'm going to say definitely still bugged. More than likely. All right, so once again, we're going to have to cheat in universal mass. Here's what I'm going to do. You ready? I'm going to allow cheats on. I'm going to get... a creative bin from... here, and I'm going to throw some universal mass in it with a storage bus, because there's no way to get this legitimately in the game. So yes, I'm cheating it in. Yes, I'm cheating an infinite amount in. If and when it gets added to the game, I will remove the creative bin of it and replace it with the proper way to produce it. But there's no way to make this stuff right now, and I need it to progress. So it is what it is. Actually, you know what I could probably just do is an infinite storage drawer? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do an infinite storage drawer. So what we're going to want is oak drawer plus creative vending upgrade, which is unlimited. That was quest complete, by the way. It's all good. And then what we're going to want is make sure we lock this, because we don't want to accidentally make infinite of something else. But if I put my universal mass in there... and then we make you creative vending upgrade, and then we do this, now we should have 2.1 billion somewhere of universal mass. Boom, that works. That works for me, right? Like, you guys understand why I'm doing this. Like, I have no other option. Now I don't have to keep going into cheat mode to get more of it. It's just, let's pretend it has an EMC value and call it a day. All right, let's give it a shot. So, final power flower. I think we're ready for this. Just double checking, because 22 seems low, right? I just want to double check this, right? So final power flower, so we need 9, 18, 24 is what we should get. Oh yeah, but we also have a couple. Yeah, so about 24. Now, do you also need these? So you also need final shards. So 26? Is this the total that we need? 26? If I'm not mistaken. So if we ask for 1... that's going to be 22 ultimate blocks. If we ask for 2, we're going to be short on ender shards, which we're going to have to deal with. But that's a note. That's a note, ender shard. Let's come out of cheat mode for a minute. Let's put that on our to-do list here. I feel like, is there a better way to handle this? We can phytogenic insulate you. We can botany pot you. It's only a 5% chance to get ender shards, but I think this is better than it used to be, which was there was no good automated way. Actually, our ender shards, we were sieving this stuff, but yeah, that should be fine. But let's just see how many fine ultimate block dudes we need. So hard to spot sometimes in this long list. 48. Yes, so that makes sense. 26. My math is correct. So 26 ultimate blocks in order to get a final power flower. So should we hit this button and hit start? We're going to just make one real quick. That seems pretty cool. That seems very cool. And you're using 224 ME storage components. But I think we have a lot of those, don't we? A lot's a stretch. A lot. I feel like when we make one of these, I'll be pretty happy, right? I think that'll be cool. Cool enough. We'll see what happens. All right, folks. So I let this run, but then I turned off my induction smelter that's making just the last few things here. I wanted to capture on camera the completion of this first craft. So at this point, we are working on just a few more of these. So I'm just gonna help it out a little bit. This guy's definitely a bottleneck I might need to solve at some point. But if I'm not mistaken, when this is complete, it's going to resolve all the crafts, and then boom, we're going to have our final star. Do 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 do. Or I am mistaken. Why do you say scheduled 718 Eyes of Ender? Isn't an Eye of Ender a molecular assembler recipe? Do we have a broken molecular assembler somewhere? That's possible. That's possible. Ugh, I hate having to check these one at a time. There's no good and clean way to see if these are actually working. I feel like we must have a stuck molecular assembler somewhere. And if that's the case, what I could just do is move the Eye of Ender recipe to another slot. So where is the Eye of Ender recipe? If I picked you up and stuck you down here, would that be better? For some reason, it's not. All right, let's cancel this then. And then let's do final star once again. Oh, wait, hold on. What? How come it's there? How's that even possible? Well, it looks like it actually crafted. I'll take it. Woohoo! The final power flower. Now, here's the deal. In order for this quest completion to happen, we're going to need the 1, 2, 3, and then all the links. So what we're going to want is we're going to want, you know, basic link 1. Wow, you have a lot of steps to go through, huh? Cool. And then link 2. Oh, that's a bummer. I can't search for it that way. What if I did MK2? That would probably be the way to go, right? What's the Mark II link called? Yeah, it's called MK2. MK3's in there, MK2's in there. Nice, okay, cool. So start, and then MK3, start, 4. Can I just this way it? I think I can. Sweet, that works, right? This is even faster. I like it. Awesome. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So if I wanted 2 of these guys, that's easy peasy. $16. Nice. So that completes all that. And then the final power flower quest is also complete from doing that. And by the way, I can get that infinite fuel stuff. That's also a quest completion now. Any other quests I needed to complete in this chapter? Or that's pretty good. What? No bonus power flower for completing this reward? Come on, Chief. So, hey, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's wrap up the episode here because we've gotten a lot done today. But now I've got the final power flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal all these guys. And we'll use them to make another power flower, you know, pretty soon, right? Because these are all Mark 16s and a Mark 16. So that'll be easy peasy. But now if I stick this on here, this guy should be making kind of stupid amounts. Is he working? Are you doing stuff or what? 97 trillion. Let's go. Do you have to be next to it? How do you work? I don't even know how you work. See the wiki on GitHub for more information. You know what? I wonder if they just sit there and produce EMC for me. Does this have some kind of indicator as to the fact that it's mine? If we look in the tablet over here, does it look like things are going up? I think it is, actually. I think that's what it does. Look, we're getting, like, significant amounts of EMC processing. Now, if I remove this from the world, did that stop going up in that manner? It did. See how the fifth digit there, the one that's currently a 4, is not moving? But if I pop that down, it is. See? Yeah, that's absolutely how it works. So we don't even need this setup anymore, right? I don't see why we would. Right? I don't see why we would. I think we just do that, and we clean this whole thing up. And then we put this away. And we don't need none of this no more. That is cool. That is cool. Look at that. And now if I want another final flower, we can kick that off. So I'm going to kick this off now. Looks like we have the stuff for it, so it's just going to take a minute. We'll come back next episode, and we'll see where we're at. Here's my thoughts. I don't know if we're going to actually be able to make this thing. It seems like it's just going to be a lot. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I make no promises. What I would like to do, though, I'd like to visit the overworld. I'd like to play with some of the red matter tools real quick. And I'd also like to create all the infinity gear. For now, Dollar20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time to do some of these fun things. For now, take it easy.